Yeah.
When you bring me out, can you introduce me as Joker?
All right, it's time to talk about what everyone's talking about right now, a potential Joker sequel. Is it gonna happen? Well, let's figure out what could potentially go down in a sequel if it does right now on the Ketchup. Joker, featuring an Oscar-worthy performance from Joaquin Phoenix, is currently fresh at 69% on the Tomatometer with an audience score of 89%. And despite having just a fraction of the typical comic book movie budget at $55 million, it's now the first R-rated movie to cross the $1 billion mark at the global box office, and the first to get people to dance down a flight of stairs in South Bronx. So it obviously wasn't surprising at all when The Hollywood Reporter reported that director Todd Phillips had a major meeting back on October 7th after Joker's huge opening weekend, where he marched in and pitched a sequel and other origin story movies. But not long after that, Deadline reported that while a sequel is an obvious move financially, multiple inside sources say that at this point there are no deals or even talks with Phillips about a sequel. So joke's on us. Well, Phillips himself cleared things up in an interview with IndieWire, saying, quote, "I can honestly say to you there was no meeting that ever happened on October 7th where I marched in." He went on to say that while the idea of a sequel is a fun thing to talk about, there hasn't been any contracts or official discussions, including with Joaquin Phoenix.
You don't listen, do you?
But one thing we do know is that Joaquin has said in multiple interviews that he's into the idea of doing a sequel, but it has to be thematically rich and character-centric like the first one. So is it too early to talk about his Oscar hype for Joker 2? I'm kidding, of course. But given where Joker left off, there's definitely a lot of places the sequel could go, including exploring what happens next with a now parentless Bruce Wayne, who may or may not be Arthur Fleck's little brother, or what if the whole movie was just a dream? I mean, I guess we could see what he dreams up next. And speaking of Bruce Wayne, another option for the sequel would be to try and tie it in with the rest of the DCEU, which kind of seems unlikely right now, but given the darker tone of Joker and the reportedly noir-inspired upcoming new Batman film, the two worlds don't seem that far apart. I mean, Paul Dano as Riddler, Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, and Phoenix as Joker in one movie? I mean, that'd be pretty dope.
Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
There were also conflicting reports that Philip pitched Warner Brothers the idea of doing more DC character origin stories and got the okay for at least one. But while he did pitch the idea of starting a DC Black label when he pitched Joker, he was shot down before Joker was even greenlit. But if he does eventually get to do another origin story, fingers crossed, and given the job he did with Joker, another villain story does make sense. I mean, a character like Darkseid, worshipped by some as the god of evil, could fit the mold for Phillips, or perhaps even Lex Luthor, or what about giving him that Deathstroke movie that we've all been teased with for so long?
You better not be wasting my time.
No, I have too much to live for.
Okay, it is time to kick it over to you now. Do you guys want to see a Joker sequel? And where do you think the story will go next? Let us know all your thoughts in the comment section below. And for more DC news, head on over to RottenTomatoes.com. And guess what? Our first book, Rotten Movies We Love, is out right now. It celebrates 101 movies that are coming in green, but definitely worth checking out and just might solve all your holiday gift-giving woes. As always, thank you for watching The Ketchup. If you like this episode and you want to see more, subscribe and click that bell icon. I'm Naz Perez, and we'll see you guys next time.